Thought I'd make a video of all the birdies today and all the other critters that are here. Here's all the ducks. So there's not 22 of them there, but that hen right there had 22 ducklings, and I think that one only had one. So there should be 23 of them running around. Yeah, some of them are in here, I think. But here's all the pigeons. No idea how many there are. I think there's probably around 55 of them in here. There's some bobwhite quail at the bottom too. See one of them running around right there. And then the rest of them are there. I think that's all of them. I think there's only 6 of them in here. And there's a few chuckers in here as well. More like 4 of them. You can see one's hiding back there. And then I've got chicks over here, a bunch of young guineas. Before I turn them loose, I want them to get used to being in the barn, so I got some lavenders. I call them buckskins or chestnuts, and then like the standard pearls. And then I got a pair of royal palms in here, along with one blue slate. She's new, so she's just getting the same thing as the guineas, just getting used to being in here. And I got some blue lates, Wyandottes, a pair of them, and there's more of them up top. And then here's a hen and chicks. I think she's got 6. She's got 9. No, she's got 6 as well. She had 13. I think there's 11. I'm not that sure. And then a trio of silver pheasants. A single lady Amherst rooster. He's got a yellow hen with him just for company. And then a pair of swinehole pheasants. And then here's a quad of yellow pheasants. And then some Tennessee red bobwhites with some speckled bobwhites, and then a pair of white bantams. I don't know the breed, all I know is they're white bantams. And then 3 hen silver phoenix chickens. I'm looking for a rooster for them. I got 2 or 3 running around, but I'd rather not use them. And then some more bobwhites. I got a snowflake and a white. They're separated for now. And then some rabbits. I really like this one. One of these 2 are due to have a litter. And then the tricolored. I really like the tricolored rabbits, especially the bigger breeds. And then a bunch of Caturnix quail. See how I store eggs in there. The ones on the right are silver phoenix eggs. And then some more Caturnix quail. And then there's 2 bobwhites separated from those. It seemed like I had a bug go around, so I separated a bunch of them. And the same thing up here. There's some snowflakes and standard. I got 1 rabbit in here. She's got the whole pen to herself. I hope she's pregnant, but I don't think she is. And then some more bobwhite action. There's 2 of them in that little cubby. You see them kind of moving around. All Tennessee reds in there. Then 2 Caturnix roosters. That's why they're separated, is they're roosters. And then Mini Rex cross rabbit. He's a buck. I normally have bucks just in this pen. Then I got the argent buck. Champagne to argent. Really like them. I can't get my pair to have bunnies. And then New Zealand doe, really, really great quality. And there's a hen with chicks under here. The lighting's not great to see them. And then silver fox rabbits, standard silver fox buck, lilac doe, silver fox, and then chocolate silver fox doe. And then my champagne doe. And she's due to have bunnies here pretty soon. And then I've got a mixture of bunnies in here. They really like being in the nest box. Silver foxes in New Zealand, and then there's 1 Dutch cross bunny in there. And then in here I've got 2 Gamble's roosters, Gamble quail roosters. Not great. There, that's better. And 2 button quail. The reason I don't put the button quail in here is they're young hatch. They'll probably get bullied by all these little guys. And then there's just another hen turkey. There's just a bunch of birds running around too. Bantams and some scovies. I've got a pen of guineas in there. I won't go in there. They're nothing special. Just bigger guineas that are getting acclimated to this place. Or I hope to sell them, honestly. See some of the sheep. The 2 farther out are desert paints and then the Icelandic here. See some of the turkeys, all the ducklings are still waiting here. And then here's the rest of my sheep. Icelandic ewes from here, they're desert paints. There's my ram, Katahdin blue belly mix. And then there's one of the 2 goats that are out here. I don't know where my little, oh, the little Billy's sitting in the hay manger. You can see his head poking up right there. All sorts of birdies sitting around. Those are all roosters that will end up leaving in a month or so. There's the mama duck with her 1 duckling. And I've got rabbit tractors over here, and I absolutely love the rabbit tractors. They're well worth it. I built mine, but just nice having the grass-fed rabbits, and cuts down on a feed bill quite a bit. I've got does over here, bucks there, and then more does. But the bucks are a mixture. They're really wild. I just moved the bucks out here, so they're still getting used to it. But I got a New Zealand buck right there, and then a New Zealand red mixed buck there. I really like him. Mini Rex, might not look like it, but he's a Mini Rex mix. And then 3 silver foxes and a New Zealand. Really, really good quality, all of them besides the crossbreeds, but even the crossbreeds are good. I got 1 silver fox doe in there, standard. And then a tricolored standard Rex and another tricolored standard Rex. That one doesn't have too much color on her though. She's calming down quite a bit. She's really, really wild. And then just a bunch of crossbred does over here that will end up leaving before snow flies, I hope. See them all jammed in here. I did have them kindle in these boxes in here. There was a lot more in here, and I'm glad that I thinned down the numbers. Now going up there, I'll pause the video till we get up by all the other animals. In here I got the little baby goat, or trench, one or the other. We call her baby goat or trench. Bottle baby. The mama died in labor. This was one of the triplets and the only one that made it out, sadly. Awful friendly as you can see, but she is a bottle baby. 3 bottles a day about. We're thinking about starting to wean her. She's starting not to like the bottle as much. She sure does like people. She'll follow you around all over just like a puppy if you let her. So then up here I've got a mixture of other birds. This end pen is all pheasants. And I think they're all supposed to leave tomorrow. Besides from the 7 I want to keep for next year's stock. One hiding up here. I got standards, non-mystics, and Alaskan whites, but all of them besides, like I said, 7 are leaving. Yeah, there's some mourning doves in here, not mourning, collared doves in here too. And really good looking birds. There's that one bullied one, she'll end up getting separated. Then in here, got a pair of mandarin ducks. You see the male is over here, he's in molt. There she is. And some ringneck pheasants, some tall ducks. One Muscovy hen. She's in here just as brood hen, but she hasn't sat on any eggs, so she'll probably go down to the barn here pretty soon. One of my favorite pens. I just like all those little critters in there. My laying hens, there's a mixture of a little bit of everything in there. I got, she's a mix. She's a Polish, I don't know what the other one is. Americana Cochin, Americana. Cochin Americana. I think she's an Icelandic hen, but I'm not sure. And then there's a few more hens inside. There's Pretty Boy. He wants to get in with the hens, but he's not allowed to. Tricolored doe, Californian cross doe. Standard Rex buck, mini Rex cross doe. Here's a new project for me. I really like to breed Lackenvelder and the blue-laced Wyandottes. So I hatched a bunch of blue-laced Wyandottes and they got to stick around. I think there's 5 or 6 of them in here. And then there's 5 Lackenvelders in here. I've been trying to get those for a while and I was finally able to find some. So those will be eggs for next year and the parents for next year's hatch of chicks. And then got 3 guinea pigs in here. There's one there. I think the other 2 should be hiding underneath here. There's one. They're not very tame. There's the other one. Trying to work on their tameness, but not working too well right at the moment. But yeah, that's all the animals for this year. Well, as of right now, but that can change in a blink of an eye, it seems like. Yeah. So that's all the little critters that we got. We got some cattle, but those are out to pasture right now. Thanks for watching.